My name is Arvind, and for this hackathon themed around education and programming, I've created something called You Can Code Too. In this, the concept is that we want to get more and more people in India to get into coding. Right? The basic idea of the product is that from the non-programmer's mindset, someone who's not into programming, um, deep inside everyone wants to program. It's like people wish they could code and make that website. People wish they could code and earn a great salary because software engineers earn a lot of money, right? But the inner inhibitions actually kick in for them, and they feel like maybe coding is hard, right? Coding is tough, right? And programmers must be very smart, right? But that's what we want to show you, the truth, which is that it's very far from the truth. The reason being that programming is not always about knowing the syntax of a programming language, and it's not always about being clever, right? Programming is more about expressing your creativity, and it's more about knowing that you can figure out stuff when it's really needed, right? Compared to the traditional mindset where we have like you need to know everything before you get started. In programming, that's quite the opposite. It's where you pick up things as and when you need them, but just getting that confidence that you can pick up something when it's actually needed. That's what programming is about. But programming these days is playing a pivotal role, be it in banking, agriculture, uh, education, in all spaces. And it's becoming more and more like a superpower. And superpower should never be left in the hands of only a select few. We should all have an opportunity to enjoy and have fun using it. That's why we are introducing You Can Code Too. The concept behind You Can Code Too is that if only a beginner can watch and learn the screencasts of another beginner, right, who's trying to learn programming, figure out stuff, and create a full website, right, that'll really inspire the beginner in you to get going. Like, you'll get the confidence that maybe it's not as hard as I thought it would be, right? Coding suddenly starts becoming doable. That's the concept behind this website called You Can Code Too. Now, the journey of the beginner will be structured in three phases. First will be the beginner phase, where he's like an absolute beginner, and he's just trying to make a web page and put it online. Not even a website, just a web page, one page. And then in the intermediate level, he's starting to realize like this website needs to look a lot more stylish, and he figures out how to do that. Then again, bear in mind that he knows nothing at the start of this journey, as in he has no programming background, but he figures out stuff. He learns a little bit, he tries a little bit, he experiments a little bit, plays a little bit, and figures out things as he goes. So in the intermediate stage, he creates a stylish looking website with many pages and server-side logic. And as he progresses, like building more and more stuff, he becomes an expert just by knowing how to use things which other people have created and build on top of them by leveraging open source and version control. So basically the levels would be something like this. So you start the journey, and then you give a little bit of introduction to the journey itself, which is this program, and then the beginner will summarize the basics of the language, right? The beginner summarizes the basics based on just whatever he has studied in the last 2 days. He'll give you all the pages that he has seen and all the things that he has tried out in the last 2 days, and he'll summarize in his own words as to what he knows at this point and what he doesn't know, right? Then he creates a basic web page. Of course, it's not like he just opens a notepad and starts typing and creates a web page, right? He has a lot of roadblocks, but he figures out and rectifies and clears things and moves forward. And of course, after every simple success, every small success, we have to celebrate. Being a beginner, that's quite crucial, which is why we have segments where you can celebrate by playing a small game made with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript on a code pen and stuff like that. There are nice little surprises waiting for you everywhere along the journey as you complete milestones. Then the next piece is where he figures out how to put the page online, because yes, you can create a web page and keep it on your system, but it's only cool when you can show people like, hey, I built this. That's where he figures out how to put the page online. Again, that's no mean feat, and you got to succeed. I mean, you got to celebrate that success really, really well. So that's the end of level 1. I won't go into more detail about the other 2 levels, but these are how they look. These are the different segments, and this is how the expert level will look. I mean, you can see that the journey starts very simple and easy, and it quickly becomes complicated and a lot more expert level as time goes by. And that's, you'll figure that all of this is being done by a person who started with absolutely no knowledge in programming and just was persistent and figured out things as and when he needed and as and when he met a problem. Right? Some of the features of this website are, of course, you have personal profiles. You can create a profile and continue the journey over time. You have achievement unlocking, which is what I talked about some moments earlier. It is that after every little success, you will be given something that was made with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, be it a game or some fancy animation on CodePen, which is a site where people put small snippets of code. So it's a lot of fun. So we're trying to gamify this. The other thing is that, of course, you can share your achievements on social media, get more friends to motivate you, inspire you on this journey. And this is one of the next point is one of the biggest points that I think is there for this product, which is that when you are a beginner, you need a nice community around you who are supportive and encouraging, right? That can happen only when you have other beginners around you. That's where our discussion forums, which are built in, will come in very, very handy. Just like you can be vulnerable and it's okay to learn from your mistakes. There'll be people around, there'll be mentors on the forums who will actually try to help you out in your initial first baby steps, where you tend to fall down a lot more often. But you can learn a lot in those early days. So that's where I think the discussion forums are going to be a pivotal piece of this product, of this learning platform. The other thing is, as you complete the journey, right, you'll start to build things of your own, whichever interests you, be it a game, another website, a mobile app, a Chrome extension. At the end of this journey, what you'll be left with is that confidence that if you have an idea in your mind, you can take that crazy idea and build that and put it out into the world, right? So as and when you build such stuff, and we'll be very proud and happy to show that on the featured section, where you can give us a short video of your product or a link to what you've built, and we'll try and show it to the world that you built something starting from no background in programming and did this. Your journey will again inspire a lot of people in the community. That's it about the product, the concept, and the features. Let's go and have a look.